All right, so today I'm here with Mick. Mick has been in the healthcare space for over 35 years. He's CEO of HydroHeal and has a population base of over 30,000 clients down in the Florida area. And really pleased that he's joining us here today. I've been privileged to come across the technology that is HydroHeal, which is exactly what I have on my face at the moment here. I'm breathing in hydrogen as we're having this conversation because why not? It's definitely something that I've come to enjoy over the last month or so since I've had the HydroHeal device and just learning more about hydrogen, what the benefits are of it. And so, what I'd like to do, Mick, is just allow you the opportunity to tell us a little bit, number one, about who are you, what's your background, what got you into hydrogen therapy, and then we'll talk a little bit more about specifically what is hydrogen, and then utilization of it and benefits after that. So I'll just let you introduce yourself for a moment.
Yeah, sounds amazing, Trevor. I've been in healthcare for over 35 years, done everything in healthcare. Um, I currently have a uh, medical practice in the state of Florida, about 40 clinic locations, about 30,000 pa uh, patient base there, and primarily focused on pain management and mental health. Um, I also have a national telehealth practice for GLP-1s, um, national and international practice for that. And I also have a uh, um, regenerative medicine practice in Florida. Um, Now, a couple of years ago, I came across this technology was being introduced to the United States from Japan. I didn't believe that it was really something that could work because I've never heard of it. And when I personally tried it, it had such a profound impact on me in the way of sleep, cognitive function, and the energy that the very next day after being introduced to the technology, I bought the company. And since that time, I've been using it for my own patients initially, almost 400 patients with terminal cancers and neurodegenerative diseases, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, primarily. Um, Pretty much all of my patients that started back 2 years ago, none are terminal anymore. They've all seen recovery and improvements in their condition, and many of them even remission and significant improvement
Mm.
so that they could continue their daily lives and such. So it's been really a miraculous for my patients. And maybe about 9 months ago, we participated in a company in a provider event called A4M in and we had over 2,400 people come to our booth just there over a period of 3 days for that convention. And since that time, we've been working with um, longevity doctors, traditional allopathic doctors, and med spas and even professional and collegiate athletes um, in helping them uh, harness really the power of this hydrogen technology. Uh, for your patients in your setting, you're primarily looking at patients who are there for two reasons: wellness, longevity, and for some sort of hope in medical conditions that they're battling against. It might be cancer, it might be neurodegenerative, it might be mold or Lyme, it might be autoimmune, it might be cardiovascular, respiratory. Um, the list goes on and on. Um, what hydrogen does is it gets to the root cause of all of these metabolic and chronic disease states, which is cellular dysfunction. And think of our body as we age as a runaway freight train, right? As we age, this freight train just goes down the track faster and faster, out of control. And really, in order to get control of this, in order to get control of our health, we need to slow, stop, and reverse this runaway freight train. Now, the first thing that we have to do to slow down this runaway freight train is neutralize this oxidative damage or oxidative stress caused by all the free radicals that are consuming our body because of all the toxins that we've been exposed to. Now, when our toxins are metabolized, the uh, they generate free radicals, and these free radicals are hunting down our healthy cells, looking for that electron to be able to make them whole again. And in the process, they're causing oxidative damage and inflammation throughout our body. As this oxidative damage hits a tipping point where our body cannot manage the onslaught of inflammation, then it turns into diseases and medical conditions that we're all suffering from. So what happens when you first breathe in the hydrogen like you are doing right now, Trevor, is
Yeah.
that the alveoli of your lungs is transporting that hydrogen from your lungs into the bloodstream. The plasma of your bloodstream is carrying the hydrogen molecules to all 36 trillion cells in our body. Now, in each of our cells, we have hundreds of mitochondria. In some of our cells, like in our brain, eyes, heart, and liver, we have thousands of mitochondria. And the mitochondria, as we all know, are the powerhouse of our cells. They take the sugars, fats, and carbs that we ingest and turn them into ATP, which is the energy that our cells need. So if
Mm-hmm.
we have a problem with our mitochondria, we're not getting the energy to our cells. So the first thing that's happening to us is a lot of us, as we get older, there's an accumulation of toxins in our body. And these toxins are causing this oxidative damage that I just referred to. So the first thing that the hydrogen is able to do is able to scavenge our entire body and essentially neutralize or destroy all the free radicals that are cytotoxic, are really bad for us. And it turns these free radicals into H2O and nitric oxide. So the worst of the free radicals, responsible for all the diseases and all the cancers that we have, are turned into very benign molecules because they interact with hydrogen in that way. So now that and by the way, the only other mechanism that we have available to do this is glutathione. And
Mm.
there's nothing else that a doctor or a practitioner does in their practice that replicates this capability. So
Mm.
hydrogen is the only thing that can neutralize um, the free radicals and thereby decrease inflammation systemically. Okay, and there's nothing else that your patients are able to do in your practice other than a glutathione IV with similar benefits. Okay,
Sure.
so that by itself is something very unique that your patients are now able to harness the power of in your practice. Now, the second thing that hydrogen does, because it is the smallest molecule in the universe, and it's got a neutral charge, unlike most other antioxidants like vitamin E, C, glutathione, and most other antioxidants. They're very, very large molecules compared to hydrogen. Oxygen is like 1,000 times larger than a hydrogen molecule. So, that these antioxidants are not able to penetrate into our cells and do the kind of uh, uh, destruction or neutralization that hydrogen is able to do. And because most antioxidants have a neutral charge, I mean, a negative charge, and many of our cells have negative charges also, they can't, and negatives and negatives repel each other, right? So they
Yeah,
don't
correct.
have,
Yep.
you don't have the benefit of the antioxidants even doing what they're supposed to be doing. And think about it, right? In our body, we have over 36 trillion cells. Do you really think that antioxidants in uh, a handful of blueberries are going to make a big difference to what's happening with all the toxins in our body?
Well, I think everybody hopes that it's going to, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
no, it's
that's all we know. That's all we're told
correct.
that we can do.
Absolutely. So, um, hydrogen, when you're inhaling it, it provides you a significant amount of molecules of hydrogen that it actually benefits you systemically. A lot of people are familiar with hydrogen water, and they think that by taking hydrogen water, they're doing the same job as what you're able to provide in your office, the hydrogen inhalation. Hydrogen water gets saturated with our machine in less than 30 seconds
Mhm.
at the highest level of saturation, which is 1.6 parts per million. So
Okay.
let's take a bottle of water, 16-ounce bottle of water, for example. If we were to hydrogenate a 16-ounce bottle of water at 1.6 parts per million, which is the maximum you can get in saturation level at 1 atmosphere, you'll get about 0.8 milligrams of hydrogen in that bottle of water. Okay.
Okay.
15 minutes of breathing it in, like you are doing right now, you're getting 744 milligrams of hydrogen.
That's not even
Okay.
close.
0.8 versus 744. So, and with that 744, if you were to divide it by zero point 0.8, you'll come up with a number in excess of 930. So it takes 930 glasses of, I was sorry, 930 bottles, not glasses. Glasses would be half that. So it would be double the number of glasses. So um, it would take 930
1,800.
bottles,
Yeah.
1800 and yeah, 1860 glasses or 930 bottles of hydrogen water to equate to just 15 minutes of breathing in the hydrogen that you're breathing in. Now, your patients are typically getting 30 minutes, so they're getting double that. In 30 minutes, they're getting about a 60% saturation of all the cells in their body. In 1 hour, they're getting 100% saturation of all the cells in their body.
Okay.
Now, it's a lot, 30 minutes is a lot better than um, drinking a glass of water, isn't it? So, in the way of what it's doing to your cells. But, we are all, uh, have a busy lives and such. So 30 minutes is the sweet spot of where we get the most benefit with the least amount of time intrusion on somebody's life.
Got it. So the minimum that, I mean, anything is better than nothing, I guess,
So
at this
yeah,
point, right? And even 15 minutes, you're getting a lot more than drinking a couple bottles of hydrogen water, as far
100%.
as the benefits. But really, 30 minutes, if you're getting 60% saturation, that's pretty good. That's
Yeah,
pretty good. So, I mean, you're
absolutely.
gonna be able to see
But
a benefit, you
yeah,
know,
typically patients notice an improvement in their sleep, deeper REM sleep, being refreshed in the morning, being able to sleep much faster and easier. People that are insomniacs, for people that have brain fog, they find that it clears their brain fog in 1 to 2 sessions. I
okay.
mean, there are not many things that you can do that in 1 to 2 sessions has a profound impact on your well-being, but hydrogen is one of those that does. Some people, and then it because it supercharged the mitochondria. A lot of people notice a big boost in their energy levels and their
Sure.
blood flow. And for men, blood flow is that uh, evasive uh, uh, goal that they have, right? So you know, as far as you know, after 1 to 2 sessions, those are the things that people notice most. Now, as you're breathing the hydrogen I talked to you about, the first thing that it does is neutralizing these free radicals, and by doing
Okay.
so, slowing down this runaway freight train. The second thing that it's doing is because it's got a neutral charge and it's the smallest molecule in the universe, it's able to permeate and penetrate into every single cell in our body. And within our cells, we have hundreds and sometimes thousands of mitochondria. It's so small that it's able to penetrate within the cell walls of every mitochondria also. And by doing so, it's able to protect the DNA of the mitochondria and the cells from any further free radical damage. So it's like putting on a suit of armor on all your cells so they don't get damaged any further.
Hmm.
Okay. There's nothing else that you're doing in your practice currently that does that. Okay. Hydrogen is the um, only thing that can do this. Okay. The third thing that it does is it triggers a cascade of cellular detoxification called nuclear factor 2. And this is a activation of over 200 different gene pathways for cellular detoxification. So the very toxins that are causing the free radical production that are leading to inflammation and diseases, if we're able to reduce the load of toxins in our body, we're able to decrease the impact of free radicals and inflammation in our body. And this is hydrogen is the only thing that does this. There's nothing else in your practice that one can get that does this also. So this is also to stop this runaway freight train. So protecting the cells at the DNA level and then facilitating very rapid cellular detoxification, which is something that is very unique to hydrogen. Okay. Now, something
Mhm.
that most other therapies do is they help the mitochondria, right? But helping the mitochondria is one side of the equation. You can't help the mitochondria while on the other side the free radicals are destroying the mitochondria, right?
Yep.
So hydrogen is doing both. And that's the beautiful thing about hydrogen. It's so simple to use and it does so much because it's the molecule that actually doing all the work, right? We're infusing the molecule into our body at a very high concentration. Okay. Whereas most mechanical therapies like red light, cold plunge, um, hyperbaric oxygen, even IVs are trying to induce your existing cells to conduct some level of activity,
Yep.
primarily to improve mitochondrial function, mitogenesis and mitophagy, right? Recycling the mitochondria and creating new mitochondria, creating new cells, cytogenesis. So typically, what happens is with hydrogen, because it's able to penetrate into the mitochondria, within the mitochondria, there's an engine. It's called the electron transport chain. And this electron transport chain is made of protons, which are essentially hydrogen molecules. So by introducing a higher concentration of hydrogen molecules into your body, this electron transport chain is able to get bolstered and is able to circulate a lot faster. It's like a little engine that is able to go 10 times faster. So
Hmm.
tenfold in doing so, it's able to generate tenfold the amount of ATP that our cells need in order to do what they do best. So the mitochondria uses carbs, sugars, and fats to turn into ATP. Okay,
Right. Yep.
electron transport chain.
Yep.
Now, the cells now, when they have more energy, they're able to do what they do best, right? Getting rid of dead and dying senescent or zombie cells and creating new healthy cells and tissue. Okay. Now, what is the other way that this happens? It's called autophagy. But unfortunately, the only way that one can get into a state of autophagy is by fasting for 3 to 5 days. That
Right.
means not
Yep.
eating anything for 3 to 5 days. Not many people I know are big fans of it, and not many people that I know can do it even. Can hold themselves back from not eating anything for 3 to 5 days. Because once you get into a state of autophagy at day three, you still need to maintain that autophagy in order to get the full benefits of the cellular recycling and stem cell generation and new tissue and cellular cytogenesis. So 3 to 5 days is not practical for most people, but hydrogen being a catalyst for this cytogenesis and mitophagy and mitogenesis, it does that very quickly. So what fasting takes 3 days to do in order to get to a state of autophagy, hydrogen does in 3 minutes.
Hmm. 3 minutes as opposed to 3 days.
Correct.
Yeah, that's
Because
a big
it's
difference.
because it's not about losing weight, it's about cellular function, right?
Yep.
Hydrogen is the foundation of cellular activity. So that's the reason why it it has such a profound effect on so many patients and customers so quickly.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
gave you a good, a high level overview of it. There's a lot more science behind everything that I just said, and I don't want to lose our audience in going down that path. But any condition that any patient has or any customer has, please just go to your cell phone, type in the word hydrogen. Some cases you might need to use molecular hydrogen, but in 99% of cases, you type in the word hydrogen and your condition, whether it be brain cancer, lung cancer, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, COPD, rheumatoid arthritis, uh, cardiovascular disease, congestive heart failure, any condition that you can think of that you're dealing with, if you just go to Google and type in the word hydrogen and that condition, you'll immediately be able to see how hydrogen works in your particular situation.
Sure. Yeah, well, and that's an easy thing that really just about anybody can do these days,
Oh,
and certainly. So let's just kind of almost do like a really short recap here. So just to break it down really simple, somebody says, "Holy smokes, you said a whole lot of things. I went over my head." If we break it down really simple, essentially, hydrogen is a really potent antioxidant. It is the smallest molecule that we know of, correct? And so as that smallest molecule, it gets absorbed into the body super easily and it can get into every cell in your body and
yes.
exert its effect as a very potent antioxidant and help basically clear out the trash and make your cells work better. Is that a pretty good
Better,
summary?
yes, better, stronger factor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean it's and so I guess let me ask this because people may be wondering, say, well, okay, you can get the equivalence of drinking 2,000 water bottles of hydrogen in 30
1,000
minutes.
glasses.
Right?
Yes.
So if that's the case, like, well, can I get too much of this?
No. So our bodies make hydrogen already in the gut when we digest fiber. Okay, it's a natural process. The problem is as we get older, our gut is so inflamed, and our uh, consumption of fiber is so minimal. I mean, the last I checked, there's no fiber in bagels or you know pancakes or anything else. These are
Yeah.
all things that have zero fiber. And unless you're eating vegetables that are high in fiber, you're not getting enough fiber to even make the hydrogen that you'd want to have in order to provide that protection. So the fact that our digestive tract is so inflamed, and the fact that we don't have enough fiber anyway, we don't get the hydrogen that we need. So hydrogen is native to our bodies already. It's not a foreign substance, so you can't have too much. If you were to do it for, say, 8 hours a day straight, you would have too much. And at that point, you just exhale everything that your body doesn't need.
Mm. Okay. So yeah. So essentially, if you were going to get too much of this, you'd have to wear it for 8 hours every day. But
Yeah,
then
that would be
all
too
that
much.
happens then is you just breathe out the extra.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean that's pretty hard for most people to hit. Just you're getting 8 hours a day every day, right? So
Well, I mean, some patients sleep with it on.
okay.
So 8 hours is actually pretty easy sometimes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you've got a home device, then and you wear it overnight when you're sleeping, that's great.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
well, I mean, obviously we've got the nasal inhalation, but when I ordered my machine for the office here, I ended up with a couple of other devices. One,
Yes.
these earmuffs, and
Yes.
also these fancy little glasses.
Yes. And you
So
also got a diffusion rod.
and
To make
also a
water.
diffusion rod, right? So we can make hydrogen water, as you said, in about 30 seconds. But
Yes.
so obviously there's benefit to inhaling this into the lungs, getting it into the
Correct.
bloodstream. But what are
Yes.
the benefits of wearing the headphones or the eyeglasses?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the headphones are really amazing. They actually push the hydrogen gas through the headphones into the ear canal, and it's amazing for patients with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, traumatic brain injury, stroke, migraine headaches, hearing loss, tinnitus of the ear. So those are the primary indications. So patients would use both the hydrogen inhalation on one
Okay.
side of the machine and the headphones on the other side of the machine. So they're
Okay.
getting two modalities at the same time.
Okay.
And so what this does is it regenerates all the cells within the ears, and then within the brain, it helps create new brain cells. It suppresses the inflammation that's going on throughout our brain tissue. On the substantia nigra, or as we get older, we all have a buildup of amyloid plaque. This amyloid plaque eats into the brain tissue and causes a degeneration of cognitive and motor functions. So by ingesting the hydrogen It's been proven to decrease that buildup of amyloid plaque. It's able to regenerate new tissue, new brain cells, and suppress the inflammation throughout the brain.
Hmm.
For people with hearing loss, it helps regenerate the cells in the cochlea, the tympanic membrane, and people with tinnitus of the ear, for example, in a couple of weeks, in about 2 weeks, they see a significant reduction in the ringing in their ears also.
So you
Um,
said in a couple of weeks. So does that mean using it for
three times a
every
three
day
times a
for
week, three
three
times a
times a
week,
week?
or yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. And talk a little
And then
bit
the
about
goggles,
the
goggles,
eyeglasses.
yeah, sure. There and everything that I just told you, you can go to Google and type in hydrogen tinnitus. You can type in hydrogen hearing loss, type in hydrogen stroke, hydrogen Alzheimer's, hydrogen traumatic brain injury, and you'll see many, many clinical studies and articles written about how hydrogen has been able to slow, stop, and reverse everything that I just said.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So don't take my word for it. Please do your research. Please go into Google and see for yourself that everything that I'm saying is 100% factual. Now, regarding the goggles are amazing. They push the hydrogen gas into a sealed area. The goggles are essentially like a ski mask, right? So they
Yep.
push the hydrogen around into a sealed area around the ocular tissue, around the eyes. And so it pushes the hydrogen so that the hydrogen is able to regenerate new ocular cells, new cells in the retina, and help get rid of the um, destructive senescent or zombie cells that are weighing down um, our recovery from things like macular degeneration, um, glaucoma, cataracts, and vision loss. Those are the
Hmm.
needs for the goggles.
Okay.
Typically, for everything that I just told you, the magic mark is about 3 months. At
Three
three
months.
months, 3 months, that's when people see, because you got to think of where they're at, right? This is not a medication where it's just hiding the symptom. You're
Yeah.
talking about getting to the root cause, right? So in order to get to the root cause of something that has developed over decades of degenerative change, you're talking about just 3 months to revert, to basically slow, stop, and hopefully reverse it, which
Yeah.
is quite remarkable.
Well, I mean that kind of makes sense, right? So I mean if we measure in the clinic, say we're going to measure an A1C for somebody like a diabetic, right? So I mean
Yep.
the red blood cell is alive for about 3 months, right? And so we need to measure kind of that 3 month time span. And so that can be a normal cell turnover and time needed for being able to heal. So I mean
Yeah.
that definitely makes sense. We're recommending that, or you're saying like uh, 3 times a week for 3 months?
Yes, yes, 3 times a week for 3 months. Um, Now, patients who are dealing with wellness issues, you're doing 2 to 3 times a week for optimization. People
Okay.
who are dealing with health concerns, depending on the severity of their health concern, it's 3 to 5 times a week.
Okay. So the more serious the health condition, the more we need it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to chip away at decades of buildup of damage that's currently going on in your body.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And they're, like I said, the first three things I spoke about, there's nothing else that they're doing at home or anywhere else that's addressing those issues.
Right.
So they can only get it done in your clinical setting with the hydrogen inhalation.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I will say that when I put this on, so I mean, even I've had a long day in the clinic. It's almost 5 o'clock here in the afternoon when we're recording this, and like my brain was pretty tired before because I've been sitting in the office and responding to patients, answering messages, and all that kind of stuff. And I put this on because my patients were pretty much done for the day, so I grabbed it and brought it in here for the recording, and I put it on 10 minutes before we started this recording, and like it's really pretty amazing. My brain is just kind of turned on. It's
Yeah,
definitely has helped me to just feel just more energized, and I know, and I seem to notice that more the more I do it.
yeah. It has a cumulative effect, and that's the reason why when you do it multiple sessions, you're chipping away at you know the accumulation of of oxidative buildup.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
I think we've gone over, we've gone over a little bit about, well, what's hydrogen, what's it doing, some of the
yes,
different modalities, how to get it in. Maybe let's take a couple minutes here and just talk a little bit about maybe some experiences or some things that you've seen, because you've been dealing with hydrogen now a lot longer than I have, and certainly I've got
sure.
some pretty cool stories already. Just like I talked to a client here that had, this afternoon when I saw them back, that had come in and they did hydrogen just the one time, and she was telling me about how much better she felt for days afterwards.
Yeah.
But tell me a little bit about just some of the stories maybe of just what you've seen in some of your clients as they've added hydrogen into their routine.
Well, we've done a lot of protocol evaluation of our protocols, and I will tell you that um, allowing your patients to have a hydrogen water while they're doing the hydrogen inhalation, or at least the
Okay.
same day, is going to have dramatically faster and better results than just doing inhalation alone. Even though it's not a lot of hydrogen in the water, it just seems to work. Um, Physiologically better. It's like 2 + 2 = 5.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So when you do it, when you do both, it's a different pathway, and your gut biome has a lot to do with your health, right? So,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of inflammation throughout your GI tract. So when you use when you're drinking the water, you're getting much faster neutralization of your gut biome, so that it can uh, flourish in an anaerobic um, environment much faster, and then it's suppressing the inflammation throughout your GI tract will allow you to absorb your nutrients better, faster, and eliminate the discomfort that many of us are suffering from all these processed foods and seed oils and pesticides that are in our food that are causing inflammation throughout our GI tract. So a lot of those symptoms that are IBS related tend to disappear over a period of a few weeks also.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Amazing.
that really helps a lot. Now, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I have so many patients that, in just a matter of, you know, the fastest I've seen the one gentleman, and I have his video testimonial too. A gentleman with bone cancer. He had 4 spots on his bones. In a matter of 2 to 3 months, his cancer was completely gone. We have, I'm looking at the really, really fast ones, right? We have so
Yep.
many people that pretty much everybody's gotten amazing results over a period of 5 to 6 months and such. But, the really fast ones, I have patients that, whereby COPD, they weren't able to even diagnose the patient with COPD after 2.5 months.
Wow.
Congestive heart failure, being people with congestive heart failure, basically the doctor saying, you're healthy, you don't have congestive heart failure anymore after 4 months.
Hmm.
I mean, it's pretty crazy stuff, right? But
Yep.
it's really gets down to the root cause of everything that people are dealing with. And if you can correct this, the damage that's happening on an every day we create, our body generates over 500,000,000 cytotoxic free radicals. That means the bad guys.
Hmm.
So if our body's not able to counteract all those free radicals, and we're not able to use artificial means of being able to destroy them, they're just taking over our body every day as we get older. Now, there was, and everything, all the conditions that I mentioned earlier, ranging from cancer to neurodegenerative diseases to respiratory conditions to cardiovascular issues to autoimmune. My mother she had shingles, and then she got trigeminal neuralgia of her face.
That's
That
awful. That's
woman
painful.
in
Painful.
80 years old, my mother would have to be half the day she was putting her face in ice water because she was in so much pain. She would put her face with ice in ice water with a fan blowing in her face, okay, to
Yeah.
numb the burning sensation of the trigeminal neuralgia.
Yep.
Okay,
It's awful.
4 months after the first 4 months, she had no more pain.
Mm.
She had nerve blocks. She had multiple nerve blocks in her um, nerve block injections done to her. She had it done under MRI. She had it done so many different pain management doctors. Nobody was able to touch it. But after 4 months of doing the hydrogen, her diabetes, um, you know, got reduced and her trigeminal neuralgia dissipated.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really
So,
cool.
but I mean, you're going to find that so many of your patients are going to have so many amazing stories. It's absolutely phenomenal. And one of the things that also is that everything that your patients are doing right now, hydrogen makes better. Okay. So they're going to get better results from their red light, their hyperbaric oxygen, the IV therapy, whatever modalities you have in your practice, they're going to get more from those modalities.
Yeah, and certainly we've seen that already, and we've had this at our hydrogen therapy here in the office for, I don't know, what's it been, 3 weeks or so. And as we've had people coming in and they're doing IV therapies, we have some cancer clients that are doing some Hocket sauna and EBU and doing these other things, and we're having them do the hydrogen right alongside of it. And certainly I'm hearing, so I had good results with those things before, but I will say that the feedback that I've been getting since I've been having people add the hydrogen to those things has been more significant as far as
Yeah.
the feedback that I'm getting back from them.
Yeah, by itself, it's a modality that will replicate a lot of the benefits that you're able to provide through a lot of your other modalities. But as a stack, as part of your stack to add it on, your patients are going to be rock stars.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm really excited about it. I think it's we're super excited here at Valley Vital Medicine to have HydroHeal here. So if you're watching this, you want to know more about it, you want to come in and try the hydrogen therapy. We're offering the first couple sessions for free, just so that people have the opportunity to come in and experience it, get to see what is this, what do I notice from it. And then we have, some specialty pricing, that kind of stuff for packages and that kind of stuff for people if they're interested in utilizing it going forward, or just adding it on to, the therapies, the other things that they're doing here to help optimize their health. We also can partner with them if somebody's interested in purchasing a machine for themselves at home. We can partner with them, and we can help and assist them in being able to do that as well.
yeah, absolutely. And I'm always available for any of your patients. Don't hesitate to put me on a three-way text with them, and I'll be happy to talk to them about the science behind how this hydrogen therapy can help their particular condition.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for being
Yes,
here. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, and thank you for bringing HydroHeal and hydrogen therapy into the U.S. market, or helping it to explode and to get bigger. Because I'm quite certain that this is something that's going to continue to grow as people are seeing the benefits of it, and certainly I'm expecting as people are experiencing this and talking about it more and understanding what this is, that it's something that is gonna the demand for this is going to continue to increase for sure.
absolutely, Trevor. And one of the things that we didn't touch on that I probably should do before we sign off is
Absolutely.
that what makes our machine different from other machines, right? You
Sure.
can find hydrogen machines on Amazon for $500. Okay, trust me, you're going to get what you paid for. It's
Okay.
very, very important that the hydrogen have a significant amount of platinum and that it be medical grade. Okay. All of our devices are medical grade devices. They have many, many sensors in them. They have redundancies built into them so that you're always protected. that you're never breathing in toxic fumes. All these machines from China, yes, they'll produce hydrogen the first few weeks or months. After that, once they burn through the platinum coating that they have, or sometimes they don't even have that, you're breathing in toxic fumes.
Hmm.
And you're breathing in the very heavy metals that you're trying to protect yourself against. Because, you know, the Chinese companies have a way of replicating anything that is sold in America very easily and quickly.
Right.
So, you know, just because it's cheap doesn't mean that it's going to get you better. And so our devices have 2 ounces of platinum. The HH600 has 2 ounces of platinum in it. It has 7 different sensors. Most devices don't even have one sensor that you buy on Amazon. So our device has 7 different sensors. There's a sensor telling you whether hydrogen is being produced. There's another sensor telling you if there's any kind of toxic fumes being produced. And there's other sensors telling you whether those first 2 sensors are working or not. So we have redundancies built in. We also have 2 ounces of platinum in our devices. If you look at the cost of platinum, it costs about $1,400 an ounce, just the platinum
Wow.
precious metal by itself. So we have
Right.
2 ounces in that device. We have more platinum in our devices than people are selling the machines for most other places. Okay. The reason why platinum is important is because it ensures that you're getting 100% pure hydrogen and you're breathing 100% pure hydrogen for decades to come. That's why we're the only company in the world that has a lifetime warranty, whereby if the machine ever provides you a error message or something that can't be resolved within an hour, we'll swap out the machine for a new machine for you.
That's pretty crazy. You don't hear about a lifetime warranty on anything anymore these days. So I mean
Yeah,
that really speaks a lot to just the quality of what it is that you're producing and the expectation that you have of your technology to last for a long time.
absolutely. And you know, some patients say, "What about the cost?" Well, you know, it is what it is to get the kind of results that you're going to get
Sure.
with this technology. And for those people that want to recoup their cost, we do have an affiliate program whereby anybody that buys a machine is immediately eligible to be an affiliate, meaning that if your family members, friends, or loved ones need the hydrogen machine for their health challenges, you get a 15% commission for referring for them to buy a machine for their condition also.
Sure.
So it's
That's
something
amazing.
that enables them to recoup the cost of the machine just by referring it to other people that can benefit from the hydrogen therapy.
Yeah.
And this is only mainly for people that have more serious conditions, right? Like
Sure.
the cancer, autoimmune conditions, neurodegenerative conditions, cardiovascular, where they're suffering and they're in distress. Neuropathic pain is really, really big. In just a matter of 4 to 5 sessions in your clinic, they'll have dramatic improvement of their neuropathic pain. What is neuropathic pain? It's a circulatory condition. It's a inflammatory condition. Hydrogen addresses both.
Yeah. Yeah. And dramatically improves blood flow, reduces inflammation, right? And so,
Yes.
yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah, and I get great results already with like neuropathy, neuropathic pain with our soft wave device, and we can do alpha
Nice.
lipoic IV and all that. So we add this to it, we get better
Oh
results
yeah,
even faster, right? So,
100%.
right.
Yeah, you're able to provide your clients with so much value. It's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, thank you for your time today, Mick. It's been a true pleasure. Appreciate your knowledge and just taking time to share it with us today and with our clients. And so if you're watching this video, you want to get in, you want to try HydroHeal, please give us a call at the office and we'd be happy to get you in and get you to experience this amazing therapy. I know I certainly enjoy it and I definitely see the benefits of it in just a few minutes. And so if it's something that we're doing consistently is only going to help you to maintain your health and optimize and improve your health significantly over the long term. So thank you, Mick, again. Have an amazing,
Thank
have a
you.
blessed day. We appreciate you so much.
Thank you. Take care. God bless.